In 1636, a single flower root was worth more than a luxury mansion, a ship, and a lifetime of worker wages. People sold their homes, their lands, and their family heirlooms just to buy it. And then, in a matter of days, it all came crashing down, ruining an entire nation's economy. This is the story of Tulip Mania, the day a flower ruled Wall Street. In today's world, we are used to financial bubbles. We saw it with the dot-com crash, the 2008 housing crisis, and the wild rises of Bitcoin. People chasing digital tokens or pieces of paper hoping to get rich overnight. But what if I told you that the single most devastating financial bubble in human history wasn't caused by tech stocks, gold, nor real estate? It was caused by a flower, a simple, delicate tulip. In the 1630s, the Netherlands experienced a madness so profound that it became known as Tulip Mania. At its absolute peak, a single tulip bulb was worth more than a luxury mansion, dozens of tons of food, and a lifetime of worker wages. People sold their homes, their lands, and their family heirlooms just to buy a root. And then, in a matter of days, it all came crashing down to, ruining an entire nation's economy. This is the ultimate story of human greed, market manipulation, and the day a flower ruled the financial world. To understand how a flower could bankrupt a nation, we have to travel back to the early 17th century. The Dutch Republic was entering its golden age. Thanks to the Dutch East India Company, which we discussed before, Amsterdam became the financial capital of the world. Money was flowing into the city like never before. A new class of wealthy merchants emerged. They had more money than they knew what to do with. And in this high society world, status was everything. Wealthy citizens that didn't just want to be rich, they wanted everyone else to know they were rich. They built massive canal houses and filled them with exotic goods from Asia. But there was one ultimate status symbol that everyone desired: the tulip. Originally brought to Europe from the Ottoman Empire, the tulip was unlike any flower Europeans had ever seen. Its colors were incredibly intense, vibrant, and exotic. If you had a tulip garden, you were part of the elite. But then, something strange happened. Some tulips began to change. Instead of a solid single color, their petals developed beautiful, unpredictable flame-like stripes of contrasting colors. To the Dutch, these broken tulips were masterpieces of nature. They looked like moving art. What they didn't know at the time was that this beautiful pattern was actually caused by a plant disease, the tulip-breaking virus. Because this virus was rare and unpredictable, the specific striped tulip could not be easily mass-produced. Demand skyrocketed, but supply was dangerously low. The rarer the pattern, the higher the price. A single bulb of a variety called Semper Augustus became the holy grail of the botanical world. It featured beautiful crimson stripes on pure white petals. Suddenly, tulips stopped being just flowers. They became an investment asset. As prices began to rise, ordinary people noticed that the rich were making fortunes just by buying and selling flower roots. Middle-class citizens, weavers, shoemakers, and tavern owners wanted in on the action. But there was a logistical problem. Tulips only bloom for a few weeks in spring, and the bulbs can only be safely dug up and moved between June and September. To keep the money flowing all year round, the Dutch invented a dangerous new financial instrument, wind handle, or the trade of wind. Today we call this futures trading. People weren't buying actual tulips anymore. They were signing pieces of paper promising to buy or sell bulbs at a future date. This meant you could trade tulips in December that hadn't even been planted yet. The market became entirely speculative. You didn't need to know anything about gardening. You just needed to believe that prices would go up tomorrow. By late 1636, the market entered a phase of absolute hysteria. The prices made no rational sense. Historical records show that a single Semper Augustus bulb was offered in exchange for 12 acres of prime land or an entire collection of livestock including 4 fat oxen, 8 fat swine, 12 fat sheep, thousands of pounds of cheese, butter, and a silver drinking cup. In today's money, that equals roughly $1 million for a single route. People were getting rich in days. A poor chimney sweep could buy a contract, sell it 24 hours later, and buy a horse and carriage. Everyone believed the party would never end. Foreigners were pouring money into Amsterdam. The general consensus was that the passion for tulips would last forever, and that wealth would flow to the Netherlands from all over the world. But every financial bubble has a pin waiting for it. For Tulip Mania, that day came on February 3rd, 1637, in the city of Haarlem. A group of traders gathered at a local tavern for a routine tulip auction. A buyer offered a standard high price for a bulb, but this time nobody bid higher. There was a moment of silence. The seller lowered the price. Still silence. Panic, cold and sudden, filled the room. If nobody was buying, what were these pieces of paper actually worth? Within days, the panic spread across the entire country like wildfire. Everyone wanted to sell, but nobody wanted to buy. The market completely evaporated. Contracts that were worth a fortune last week were now literally worth less than a common onion. People who had sold their family estates were left with nothing but useless pieces of paper and a few worthless roots. The government refused to enforce the contracts, leaving the economy in total chaos. Rich merchants became beggars overnight. The Great Tulip Mania of 1637 eventually ended, and the Dutch economy slowly recovered over the following decades, but it left a permanent scar on human history. It proved that when greed takes over, human beings can lose all rationality, assigning immense value to things that have none. Nearly 400 years later, we still haven't learned our lesson. The assets change, from flowers to .com websites, from housing subprimes to digital 8 pictures, but human psychology remains exactly the same. Fear of missing out, greed, and the search for easy money will always create bubbles. Thank you for watching this deep dive into financial history. If you enjoyed this documentary, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more epic stories of wealth, power, and human madness. Let us know in the comments. Do you think we are living in a financial bubble right now? See you in the next video.